AI tools are a critical part of what we've been doing. Today, we're going to talk about Claude Cowork, HeyGen, Post Everywhere. It's AI, WTF, wisdom, technology, and friendship with my friend Monte Huebsch. Monty, you're the resident expert in Claude Cowork. I know you use it as your main tool. Tell us about that.
Yep, I'm using Cowork as my main tool, trying to emulate some of the features and activities that OpenClaw could do, but I already had Claude anyway as a service provider, so I thought I'd try to emulate a lot of the OpenClaw functionality in Cowork. And Cowork has been very successful for me, creating MD files, creating knowledge bases. They don't call it knowledge bases. What do they call it? Skills. I think they call it skills. And it's worth noting that while I still have an account with OpenAI, I did find that Cowork, for my research and for my assistance with script generation and writing materials and summarizing PDFs and other materials, was better than OpenAI. Now, that's a personal taste, Wayne. It's just like some people prefer Hungry Jacks to McDonald's. I mean, I have no peer-reviewed documentation that says Cowork is better than OpenAI. It's just my own experience from, I was fortunate that I got to lecture in front of a large audience, and I said you should compare and contrast OpenAI, Claude, DeepSeek, and Elon Musk Grok, and ask them all the same questions and see what kind of results you get. For my personality and my tone and my way to present information, I found Cowork the best for me.
Now I use Cowork as well, and I used Cowork before I installed
OpenClaw
or Hermes, and I still use Cowork. It's installed. To use Cowork, by the way, you have to have the web as the app installed on your local machine.
Yes.
So I have it on my laptop. I also found out you can, with the same subscription, you can install the app on a second machine, and in my case on a third machine, depending on which one I'm working at, because I have a dedicated machine for the other AIs. And what I've been able to do that I think is a bit clever is get them all to share the same memory files. So all of them learn off each other. When one of them does something right and writes it in its memory file, the other AIs read that when they start. So I've been successful at that. But the big driver to use it is that the costs are much lower. When I was using Claude directly with my OpenClaw, I spent $800 in a month on tokens. Yes. I'm currently using Claude in the web app. So I've got the same model in the background, the same intelligence, but it's, I think, a $20 subscription a month.
Yeah, I think that's right. $20 USD, maybe.
Yeah. And yeah, USD. And when you hit the limit, it stops working for a day or a few hours or whatever. So yeah. I found that much better for my credit card than doing it the other way. But what have you found to be the shortcomings with Cowork?
The shortcomings, Wayne, with Cowork are me. And other people on the internet have said this. I was trying to use Cowork almost like a search engine and asking it questions, and I wasn't. My prompts were poor, and I would say, now how do I do this? And it would give me steps. And I credit you a lot for this. You said, no, don't ask it how to do it. Tell it to do it. And I'm like, I can do that? And it was like, yes, I can. So rather than tell me how to do this, I would ask Cowork, which I wasn't used to say, go do this.
Yes.
Write me the script, send the script to HeyGen, turn it into a video, take it to post everywhere, and distribute it on all my social media. And it would then do that. It would ask me questions. It said, okay, so what are your social media? And I'd have to pick the channels that I wanted and give access to it. And then I would say, now I don't want to, when you do research for me, I don't want to duplicate my research. So make sure you've got a document that shows what research I've done, and don't let me create a duplicate script. So, and it was like, I told it to do things. It's like directing an employee rather than asking for advice.
Yeah, this is a PhD employee who's aged about 12 or 13 is my impression. Now, Monty's hit on a few things there. First of all, the context of what we're doing. Both Monty and I, while we've been friends for years, we have separate businesses and we're promoting separate products and providing separate services, but yes, we're both trying to build our profiles on social media, and we're doing that because we see the significance of Google search and Google websites diminishing quickly and dramatically. And so I think it's advice from social media that we're taking. The idea is that you have to establish yourself as an authority and a brand, and Monty's a Google guru, and he can talk about that in his acronym for EAT and whatever in a moment. But from my point of view, that's the bigger picture of what we're trying to do. We want to use as little as our precious time as we can to get as much social media bang for our buck at the lowest cost. Now, I've previously employed full-time Filipino staff to do my social media. So my budget's a bit higher than Monty's because I'm saving the cost of the Filipino staff that I no longer have because the AI is doing a better job at a lower price. Now, Monty, you mentioned HeyGen.
Yes.
Tell us about that and what we're trying to do and how we're doing it.
Okay, well, you can do your own Google search on HeyGen, and you can see the reviews that are on the review sites about HeyGen. It creates very, very powerful avatars, so I can actually use my own picture for my avatar. I can record, I can use 11 Labs, which is a great tool for voice, but I can actually record my voice in HeyGen. So I can use a Monty avatar with a Monty voice in HeyGen. I can ask it to change my shirt from black to blue to green. I can have it do my backgrounds. I can have it intersperse in a video B-rolls, which are images that are relevant to what I'm talking about. And HeyGen is an extremely powerful tool, but it's at a cost. I think I pay 40 USD a month or something like that. And if you do long videos, you can actually end up paying by the minute. So while the quality is exceptional, it's matched with an exceptional price.
And I think that price works out to be about $2 or $3 a minute in a long form video.
Yes.
But I used to have a production studio with editors and with cameramen and with all the deal. That's cheap. Like, I hate paying it, but it's cheap. And we might make a commitment to see if we can put some links to some of our HeyGen created videos in the notes of this when we post it, wherever we post it to. And I would just like to mention, while we're talking about a lot of products, we're not sponsored by anyone. The only reason we're saying it's good, we're not opposed to being sponsored by anyone, by the way. If there are sponsors out there, let us not close that door, but we will declare our sponsors if ever we get any. In the meantime, everyone we mention, every brand that we mention, be it good or bad, complimentary or critical, it's just because that's the way we feel about the product. And we're paying subscription fees and we're using it just like our viewers are going to be doing as well. Now, I've got HeyGen a little bit hooked up a little differently to you in that I have my OpenClaw AI, Jake, connected with APIs so that it can talk to these apps directly. So it suggests topics to me. I tick off the ones I want. It then writes scripts. I review the script and rename it. I add approve to the end of the name in the directory. It then goes to that directory, finds the ones that I've set approved on, chastises me if I haven't done them in 24 hours. Or if I have done them, it then sends them as an API feed to HeyGen. So it's I don't see any of this. HeyGen creates them, and they then communicates with Jake, my AI, to say they're done, and then Jake posts them onto YouTube for me. Now, in YouTube, he posts them as private, and I have to go and look and mark them public if I'm happy with them. But that's where we're headed, is to the idea of a fully automated social media stream that takes the minimum amount of my time while it still captures what I'd like to say. And for anyone wondering, no, we're not AIs, we're real. We do these live to tape, and when you hear the mistakes, you'll know we're live. Now, the other one you mentioned, Monty, is post everywhere. Now, I don't use that yet, but you do. Why do you use it?
And I used it with CoWork. So I did the same thing with you did. I did with CoWork to create HeyGen videos. I actually had some challenges with that, and I was connected to HeyGen with both an API, which was expensive, and an MCP, which was less expensive. And I was having problems with it creating B-rolls. And I finally kind of gave up in frustration and just said, all right, I'm going to take the script, paste it into HeyGen, get the video, and then I'll let my CoWork download the videos, post them to YouTube, which it did. And then I use Post Everywhere, which is a tool that, again, I pay for. It's $19 USD a month. And it allows me to pick up to 10 social media platforms. I have 6 or 7 in there. And it posts them on a schedule. I can schedule how many posts I want per day, what time of the day, and I can move it around. And it posts them, and it lets me know what's doing that. And it has some dashboards so I can see views and some other stuff. So that's what I've been using in the process.
So there you are, folks. There's Claude Cowork, HeyGen, and Post Everywhere that we're using in our tech stack right now. If you want to check them out, feel free, go explore them on Google and check them out. Do keep an eye on your costs, because some of them are not free, but we think they're worth the money. If you're watching it, wherever you're watching this, tell us that you're there. Leave a message, click on subscribe, click on the heart thing, do whatever it is you do that tells us you're around. If you don't like us, tell us that as well, because that's the only way we know if we're doing good or bad. And we'll be back in about a week with another look at AI, WTF, wisdom, technology, and friendship.
Thanks, Wayne. Now we just got to stop the video.